Hello guys, my name is Cynthia Igbe. I want to take you through measurements for a top, a dress, a skirt, and a trouser. So please, if you've not subscribed yet, this is a new channel. I would love you to please subscribe and like. So let us get started. So this is for a shoulder measurement. You place your tape. There's a bone on the shoulder. You can feel it, but most people that are big, that are on the big side, you may not feel it. So just know that for a female wear, the shoulder measurement, the seam that is joining the sleeve is not supposed to come this low. It's not supposed to come out this way. It's supposed to be a bit in. So if you can feel the bone, fine and good. You place your tape rule on this point across the back down to this other part of the bone on the other part of the shoulder. This is for your shoulder measurement. And then we'll go through the bust length measurement. You place your tape the fullest part of your shoulder here down to where you have your nipple points. You may not really see where the nipple is at this point, but you can eyeball it and see where you have the fullest, where it is fullest in your bust. And then that's where you take the measurement. Hers is like 10. You can see where it is. And then if you are doing like a bustier, a corset, or a starline, you can take the under bust measurement. It's around where you have the underbrow wire on your bra this way, under the bust this way. That's your under bust length. And then we'll take the bust distance measurement from one point of the nipple to the other part. Some people also call it nipple to nipple measurement. Well, it's the same thing. Place your tape rule at this part of the bust down to the other part where it is fullest as well. And then your bust circumference measurement is around your bust. Your tape rule should go round your bust this way. You see the way it is just on, like under her armpit. If you take it this way and it is falling like this, the measurement will not be right. It's going to be wrong. So you ask your client to lift up the arm. You pass the tape rule around her armpit down to her bust, and put your two fingers in between her body and the tip to give a little ease. And then you take your measurements. So now for the body's front measurement, that is the length of your bodies. You know, the body's front is different from the body's back because of the bust. The back is just flat. So the body's front is different from that of the body's back. And so for us to get that measurement, we will tie a rope around the waistline. Ask your client to tilt her body towards one side where you have this part entering. That's where you're going to tie the rope around her waistline. We do this so that one, we will have the back flat and nice. There will be no zip bulge, because if we take the same length with the body's back and body's front, we will experience a zip bulge, and that wouldn't look nice. Minus the fact that you need to tighten it. If it's somebody that is not on the big side, you can tighten it, do maybe 100% tightening, and it can be gone. But if it's somebody that is busty, you have to take note of your difference, the body's back and the body's front difference. And then you take your measurements. This is like 16.5. We have 16.5, we have 17. You can also make it 17 because this is where it is. And it will be okay for the client. And then you take your body's back measurement. For the body's back measurement, you place your tape on this way. You see a bone around the middle of your neckline at the back, and take it down. It doesn't have to be where this rope is. Just feel the back. There's a line in between your back, and it's not straight. It goes in. Where it goes in the most, that's where you take your measurement. Most times this rope falls on that point actually, but for it to be on the surface side, just use your finger to locate the point. That's 14.5. And then you take your waist circumference measurement. Here, remember to put your 2 fingers in to give ease to your client. Then we have the length of the full length of your blouse or your top, whatever you're making. This is it, or wherever the client wants it to be. And then we're done with the upper body's measurements. So now, okay, I will leave this because we'll need it for our body rise, for a skirt, and our crotch for a trouser. For a trouser, normally the crotch is always calculated as well, but you can also get it by using a flat surface for the client. I should sit, make her sit, and then you take the measurement from where you have the joining. It can also be used for a jumpsuit. You take the measurement from where you have the joining down to where the just relax, yeah. Down to where you have these 2. That's 11. So that's her crotch or her body rise for a dress with a joining. Then we also would take measurement for the hip for a skirt or a trouser or a long dress. Before you take measurement, always remember to tell your client to stand erect so that it will not alter your measurement. And then for a skirt or a trouser, you ask your client where she keeps her skirt or her trouser and take the waist measurement. That's your lower waist measurement, and you can make it as firm as it can be so that because the skirt or trouser is hanging just here, it wouldn't be free and fall off. Then you take either the full length of the dress you're making, and after that you minus it to get the skirt part if it's a joining, a dress with a joining. If you don't want it this way, you can also take from here to get the skirt part of your dress. Which way will be okay. And then for a trouser, you take, like for the lap, you take it this way. You can see how to take it this way. For the knee, the knee circumference, you ask her to bend her knee depending on the style. If it's a fitted trouser, to bend it to get your measurement. And you take the ankle as well. If it's a fitted trouser, you know what to do. And then you take your length, the length of the trouser, down to wherever your client wants it. For the knee, the length of the knee, you take it as well to where you want or the client wants. It can also be calculated after having your crotch line on your pattern or your fabric, whatever you're using to do your drafting. It can be calculated or it can be measured. When you have your crotch line, you can use it to get your crotch line, and the length of your trouser, you can use it to get your knee line. where your knee is supposed to be. And so that's that for a trouser, a top. A skirt is just the waist measurement, the length of the skirt and the hip. And so now we'll talk about the sleeve. For the sleeve, you would take the length of the sleeve, and then if you want it a full sleeve, you take the full sleeve. If you want it a three-quarter, you make it a three-quarter. And if you want it a short sleeve, you make it a short sleeve. And for a long sleeve or a three-quarter, you tell your client to tilt their elbow, their arm that way, and then you measure your elbow circumference. And make sure you measure the length of your elbow where you can insert the elbow circumference. So thank you. I hope you learned something today, and I hope to see you again. I hope you've subscribed already and you've liked. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you again in my next video.